Thank you, Amanda. What's going on, everybody? It's beautiful to be here. I want to thank Natty for bringing me on board to speak to all of you. And I want you to know how important you are to me and what you must mean to me. Because let's look at me for a second here. Look at what I'm wearing. Do I look like I want to wear something like this? Now, I'm at an undisclosed location. Let's call it El Casa de Esteban. Let's do that. Let's throw that out the way right there, okay? I'm not going to let anybody know where I'm at. I'm not going to let anybody know what I'm doing. You certainly don't need to know what I'm wearing. It's a cap and gown. I mean, do I look like I'm interested in wearing a cap and gown? Only for y'all. Only for y'all. And oh, by the way, y'all pulled me away from beating up on Max Kellerman on national television. I got better things to do in most situations. But obviously, it's important to talk to all of y'all. I want to say this to y'all before I even get started. My message to you is very, very important. And I hope it resonates sincerely. And I hope there's a big smile on your face and all of that stuff. Except if you're a Cowboy fan. If you're a Cowboy fan, I don't like you. If you're a Cowboy fan, there's things that's going on in your life that needs to be corrected because for some reason, you are a Cowboy fan. You had no reason being that. But I digress. Anyway, once again, here I am talking to y'all on this particular day because I want to congratulate all of you graduates. Obviously, it's an incredible accomplishment. You put in the years, you made the necessary sacrifices, you did the things that you need to do in order to be right in front of me at this particular moment in time. Congratulations to you. It's a big accomplishment. Make no mistake about it. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to sit up there, I want you to look at your parents, and I want you to thank them, your parents, the people who supported you, who gave you some money, food, a ride, places to stay, all of that stuff. I want you to look at them and from the bottom of your heart, thank them sincerely for the contributions that they made in your life. Then I want you to go out and I want you to celebrate. I want you to have a good time. Now, obviously, in this day and age, going out is a bit difficult. We don't want to encourage social gatherings. We want to encourage social distancing. But with that being said, find a way to celebrate this because it means everything. It's the beginning of greatness that's waiting for you to grasp it by the bullhorn and take it to another level. This is what it's all about. After you spend some time, shouldn't be any more than a weekend, celebrating. Then remember something. The work begins the minute the weekend's over, not a second longer. And here's why. The world is filled with a bunch of people that sit around and want to lavish in the fact that they accomplished something. They accomplished this graduate, being a graduate, going through a graduation, receiving this piece of paper, this degree. But guess what it means? It means that you're trainable. It means that you can comprehend, you can read, you probably can write, math, things of that nature. You are trainable. That's what it means, nothing more. From this point forward, it's all about moving forward and ultimately developing an art that you will master that will propel you to new heights that you never dreamed about. That's what that's why you're graduating. That's what a graduation is all about. And I want each and every single one of you to remember just that. You can't rest on your laurels. You can't think for 1 second that the job is finished. You can't fail to recognize the fact that the job is just starting. Class is one thing. Grades are one thing. But what is your skill set? What is it going to be? Where does your passion lie? And in the process of trying to decipher all of that stuff and maneuver your way through that terrain, remember something else that's incredibly important and critical. You've got to decide, and you should have decided already, but just in case you didn't, you got a weekend to pull this off. Do you want a job or do you want a career? You see, there's a difference. And understanding and deciphering that difference is incredibly pivotal to your life moving forward. A job is simply doing what you have to do to sustain or elevate your quality of life. A career is doing what you want to do, and it just so happens to do the exact same things for you. The career is what you want so desperately because the career is what does not make you feel like you're punching a clock. A career is what does not make you feel like, oh my God, I'm counting every hour, every minute, every day, hoping and praying this day comes to an end so I can get on with my life. When you have a career instead of a job, you're not thinking about any of that. You're engrossed in the work because the work is everything to you because it's what you enjoy doing. All of a sudden, time passes by. Time flies by. You're not counting the hours. You don't feel like you're punching a clock. Your mission is to complete the job as successfully as you can possibly pull off. You want excellence at all times because you want to ascend and you want to be recognized for the greatness that is inside of you and a level of production that you put forth. This is what separates the winners from everybody else. Everybody ain't a loser, but everybody ain't a winner either. You have some people who are middle of the road. They'll do just good enough to be respected, just good enough to have a job or a career. But if they're not in pursuit of excellence, then they don't care about greatness. And as graduates, what you did by making the necessary sacrifices that you made is send a message. You are interested in greatness. Because if you weren't, you wouldn't have made the sacrifice to begin with. These are the things that you got to think about. These are the kinds of messages that you got to disseminate to an employer. How will I know this? Or how would I know this? Because I've done it. I've done it throughout my career. You know my background. Forgive me if I need to regurgitate it for you, but I'm going to do it anyway because I want to send a message here. I got left back in the 3rd grade because I had a 1st grade reading level. I had dyslexia, didn't know it. I wasn't interested in reading. Damn sure wasn't interested in comprehending because I wasn't interested in reading. I already told you that, right? I got left back in the 3rd grade in June. I went to summer school, completed summer school successfully, got promoted to the 4th grade by the start of the academic year in September, went through the 4th grade, that June got left back again because I still had a 1st grade reading level, because I spent that year cutting corners and going through a Cliff Notes version of life, doing just enough to get by, but not really focusing in on learning and developing and getting better. So I paid the price because when I got left back in the 4th grade, this time I got held back for the entire year. Now, y'all know how cruel kids can be because you all have been kids yourselves. Just imagine what my summers were like. After the 3rd grade, after the 4th grade, when I got left back both summers. Imagine the ridicule that I was subjected to and what I had to endure. I made a point right then and there. No one would ever laugh at me again. You'd hate me before you laughed at me. You could love me if you want. I don't mind love, but you would hate me before you ever laughed at me again because I was hell-bent on establishing I'm no joke. And from that point forward, even though I played basketball and ultimately got a basketball scholarship to Winston-Salem State University, I also graduated with honors. I did multiple internships. I ultimately worked starting my career at the New York Daily News. Then I went from there to the Philadelphia Inquirer after 14 months. Then I went from the Philadelphia Inquirer, or while I was at the Philadelphia Inquirer, I transitioned to television at CNN-SI and then Fox Sports Television. And then after that, ESPN in 2003, after I had been promoted 9 times by the Philadelphia Inquirer into becoming a general sports columnist, the 21st African-American in the history of this country to be named the general sports columnist. And from that point forward, my life ascended. You know why? Because I was after it. That's why. Because I took no prisoners. That's why. I'm not trying to backstab anybody or get things the cheap way or cheat my way to the top. But I made no apologies about the fact that I was mission-minded. I was focused on this, and anyone who stood in my way would get annihilated. Why is that important? Because in the real world, there's always people waiting to annihilate you. They want what you have. Some even want to prevent you from getting what you might deserve. To the victor goes the spoils. There's always the haves and the have-nots in a capitalistic society. Everyone is not going to have. Everyone isn't meant to be on the top. There are always bottom feeders. There are always people that are down looking up at you. It doesn't make them a worse person than you. It doesn't make you better than them because you might be on top and they're not. But your work ethic can dictate that. Your commitment to excellence can dictate that. Do you really, really think in corporate America, they want lazy people, particularly in this day and age? I'm talking to you digitally, viral. Why is that? We can't even gather face to face to talk to one another. The coronavirus pandemic has ravaged not just this nation, but this globe. Natty Light said, we ain't gonna let that stop us. We're gonna do what we need to do to make sure that we disseminate a message to graduates everywhere. Something that they need to know, because this will not last forever. This will not stand forever. We've defeated other things, we're gonna defeat this. And then back to the real world we go. It might be a new normal, but there's gonna be a return to normalcy. And you know what they mean by normalcy? They're talking about the economy. They're talking about life as usual going on. Businesses looking to succeed. People looking to make money. Companies and individuals who are employed by them, hell-bent on achieving success. Why is that relevant to this day and age? In May, over 30.3 million people have been forced to file for unemployment. 30.3 million people. That exceeds 18.6% of the workforce in the United States of America. That means nearly 1 in 5 people in this nation are unemployed. Is that going to be you? I got news for you. People were getting fired before the coronavirus pandemic took fold. People were losing their jobs every day. But people were also gaining jobs too. Those who were committed, those who were hungry, those who were willing to put in the work and make the necessary sacrifices, they had a job. They had a career. Those who were lazy, looking to cut corners, those who didn't put forth their due diligence, those who didn't care enough about excellence, they didn't do any such thing. An employer that is out there is looking to decipher the difference between those two groups every single day. And it's going to be that way for the rest of your lives. See, what you didn't realize, and Light sitting up here is talking to you. Natural Light, they care about you. I care about you. That's why I'm taking this time to send you this message, because you have to understand something. The employer that is out there is looking for the difference between the two, because they can't hire everybody. They're not interested in hiring everybody. They're not interested in employing everybody. That's their overhead. They're the ones that got to cut those checks. They ain't trying to give it away to everybody. They're trying to give it away to the best candidates. Look at the people next to you. Take a second. Look at them right now. They're your friends? No, they ain't. Get over it. They're your competition. The person laying next to you, sitting next to you, right in your right-hand side or your left-hand side, right in front of you, behind you, they are competing with you. It doesn't mean you hate on them. It doesn't mean you try to backstab them. It doesn't mean that you operate in a corrupt fashion, looking to cut corners at every turn just to get ahead. What it means is that I'm asking you to pay attention to the fact that competition exists for you everywhere. Are you willing to accept it and embrace it? That's the question. Every single employer is going to have for you moving forward. Now more so than ever. They're looking for winners. They believe it's you, because you're the graduating class of 2020. But guess what? The only people who really know whether you're winners or not is you. You determine that by the work you put in, the commitment to excellence that you have, how bad you want it, and what sacrifices you're willing to make to get it. The person next to you, or in front of you, or behind you, might be willing to make those sacrifices. You're looking at a man that once got up at 3:30 every morning to drive 87 miles one way to work every day. One way. I earned $15,000 a year earning tuna fish, eating tuna fish and Kool-Aid. Sacrifices come, but they're for a reason. For me to be able to stand here like I am with you right now and making sure that you avoid the obstacles that to some degree I created for myself. Don't you do it. Be great like I know you can be. Like Natural Light knows you can be. Like everybody out there knows you can be. It's your time. You are the future. Go for it. Take it. Claim it as your own. Love talking with y'all. Now I'm gonna get this robe off. I think I'm gonna look all right without my cap and gown. I did my time. Congratulations for doing yours. I'm out. Appreciate y'all.